Man, we made it through the hurricane. Come on, let's walk and talk. Whew. Man, we barely missed another one. It's hard to believe that, 4 days ago, there was a major hurricane sitting right off the coast of Florida. If that hurricane would have suddenly decided to change course and come over us in East Central Florida, man, it would have looked a lot different out here. These woods would have been totally different. There would have been downed trees. I mean, it would have been bad. And that's a spider web. And that's what I kind of wanted to talk about. You can't really take anything for granted. I mean, we're just one bad storm away from a life-altering event. So if you got your supplies, if you got your generator last time, and you got your food and your non-perishable items like canned goods and everything else, keep them, because there may be another hurricane to come along very shortly. There's some other disturbances out there, and we got really lucky on this one. We only got 40 or 50 mile an hour winds here. We really only got about 2 inches of rain, and that's really nothing. I mean, we've had tropical storms in the past that were worse than that, but we're going to stop up here and we're going to talk about what to do and kind of what to prep for in hurricane season. Whew. Man, it's been hot here the last couple of days. I mean, and primarily that's because when the hurricane hits, it takes all the weather with it. So man, it's been 95, 96 degrees and it's hot. But let's talk about preparation. If that hurricane, and we had plenty of warning that the hurricane was coming, and it really didn't hit here. We only had 40, 50 mile an hour winds and only a couple inches of rain, which is nothing. But if we would have got hit by the hurricane that hit the Bahamas, it would have been a catastrophic event. Everybody was running around like chicken with their heads cut off, buying generators and fighting over gas and fuel and groceries and bread and buying the grocery store out of everything. You just don't need to do that. Set yourself a budget. And I know that prepping is not cheap. Prepping is just the opposite of cheap. It can be really, really expensive. Now, us as bushcrafters, we kind of got a leg up, because we can use our bushcrafting and camping stuff when the power goes out, and we can camp. Only we can camp at home, and we can make it through. But you still need adequate amount of food and water. You want to start stocking up on those things, and prepping can be really, really expensive. I mean, it's not cheap, especially when you have to run out and buy all of that stuff, generator, 25 gallons of gas, everything else all at once. My recommendation is do it slow. Even if it's $5 a week, throw $5 in the can, and when you go to the grocery store, buy $5 extra of canned goods, 4 or 5 cans of chicken noodle soup, or canned veggies, or canned meat, stuff that's non-perishable, stuff that's going to last for a while. Even if it's $5 a week, $5 every 2 weeks, and start stockpiling that stuff. Gasoline's a different story. If you're going to stockpile gasoline for the summer months, you want to make sure you have a good fuel additive and a good fuel stabilizer with it. But you can't, if you live in the southern states, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, South Carolina, North Carolina, even on up to Virginia, Texas especially. You know, you can't, we're all prone to get hurricanes anytime during hurricane season. And hurricane season goes until November 1st, and I've seen storms after November 1st, but keep on with your preparations. Don't just say, oh, well, we got our storm for the year, let's eat up all the food, and then if we have another one in a few weeks, you didn't save or you didn't prep enough. So I think the value is there, and I think that everybody needs to start prepping a little bit. Even if you can't buy a nice generator, you know, start saving your money. Maybe you can get one next year. Maybe you can put a nice down payment on one next year. Generator makes things a lot easier, but if you can't get a generator, start using that $5 a week or $5 every 2 weeks to buy alcohol fuel for your alcohol stoves. That's only about $7 for a quart, and a quart lasts a long time. That's a lot of cooking fires. You know, start buying flashlights and buying flashlight batteries, and start buying candles and other sources of light, like those little Vont lights that I had. Those are great. You can get some cheaper lights that look exactly the same at Harbor Freight. I think they're $6 at Harbor Freight. So, you know, there's really no reason to keep stockpiling items. It's just gonna make your life better, and it's gonna make it a lot easier when we get that big hurricane. And I'm kind of concerned. I think we may get one. But I want to thank everybody who dropped comments in my hurricane prep video. We made it through fine, no damage at all. There was nothing wrong with anything, and we got just basically a cold miss. They got it worse on the Outer Banks of North Carolina than we got it. So it's just a little word about prepping. Don't let your guard down. Thanks for everybody that was concerned about me, that dropped me a comment. And there was a lot of comments saying, hey, Matt, I hope you make it through. So thanks a lot. Thanks for your concern. I tried to answer all the comments. And hey, don't let your guard down. It's still hurricane season. So coming to you from the woods and a nice stand of bamboo behind me, this is Matt the Old Floor Boy, and I'll see you on the trail.